I have a couple library books out. It's time to do something about this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to this really weird angle. And welcome back to another library book video. I have a problem. And that problem is that I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 out from my library. And I'm in a reading slump. This does not count the couple of audiobooks I also have out. But, oh, I missed 2. There we go. I'm having trouble deciding what to read. I also have 18 fiction and nonfiction. Well, I have 20. I'm sorry. I have 20 fiction / nonfiction books checked out from the library right now, and I need to decide what to read, and I need to read something. So we're gonna do try a chapter challenge, but library edition. So for those of you who haven't heard, a try a chapter challenge is exactly what it sounds like. I haven't done one on this channel, but I've done one before, and it worked out very nicely. Hi, kitty. Is he meowing at you? Okay. Basically, I'm going to read the first chapter or 2 of each book and decide from there if I'm going to continue or not. It isn't the best way to decide on books whether or not I'm going to continue, but it works. So we're going to start with that, and hopefully we'll knock some of these books off my list. Mostly because today I brought home 4 more books. So let's get started on this. I'm probably not going to film me actually reading, but you're going to have to trust me that I actually read some of the books. So there. Alright. I'm debating about the nonfiction. I think I'm going to go for the voice of the author to see if I like it or not. But like this one should be short enough that I should just be able to read it. But I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to jump into some comfy clothes, aka I'm going to go put on PJs, and then we're going to get started on this. Although I'll probably make a stop for dinner in a little bit. Alright, so I realized I couldn't decide what I wanted to start with. I am now in PJs. And sorry if you can hear John's audiobook downstairs. He's got like 5 minutes left. So I put, come on, load. I put all the titles into a spinner wheel, and we're going to start with that. I'm nervous. Oh my. The Home! Okay. I don't think I've talked about this one yet, because this is a recent one. Alright, so The Home by Judith Sonnet. This is one that I picked up recently, kind of on a whim. I know it's a haunted house book, so let me read the back, and there we go. In the early 60s, in a seemingly more innocent time, a group of teenagers were lured into a supposedly haunted house. The place on Sycamore Lane has a morbid history, but that's just hearsay and rumor, isn't it? His name was Robert Miller, and he was a killer. Driven by the thing that lived in the home, he now exists to serve. He'll do whatever the creature that calls itself Mr. Friendly Man asks. He'll even become a ghost. Now, decades later and much older, they are returning to the home. A retired fantasy writer, a doting grandfather, and a mysterious old woman who seems to know things she should not. A dark storm is brewing over the wicked house, a storm that will break down the very fabric of reality, a storm that demands blood and sacrifice, and feeds on the ghosts of anyone who dies within its premises. That was a lot more than I expected. So I'm going to try reading the first chapter or 2. Let's see. Okay, oh. Oh, this is an indie book. Good to know. That's cool. Oh, nope, it's not. No, yep, it's indie. That's cool. It's an indie book, so that's fun. There's 3 parts. Like, this is how it's written. Like, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, I broke a nail. Damn it. Okay, so this is the foreword. Alright, part 1, I am the Eater of Ghosts. Alright. I feel like I gotta give this full... First chapter is 20 pages. So let's do the first 2 chapters of just 30 pages. So we're gonna read this much. Which isn't a lot, but we're gonna do that. I'll come back once I've done that. Alright, so I actually ended up reading the first 3 chapters of The Home, mostly because I didn't realize it starts on page 11. So I was like, I need to at least get like 30 pages in. So I got 33 pages in, and I'm intrigued. We have met, I believe, all 3 of the characters, although the old woman has me incredibly curious, and I am going to keep this one. Honestly, I was kind of starting to wane at the beginning of chapter 3, because it was all just meeting the new character. It was all like meeting the characters, and the first 2 characters are old men. Like, cool. They weren't bad, but I was a little bored. And then we got into like the last couple pages of the chapter, and I was sitting up like, okay, I'm paying attention now. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm definitely gonna try and read it soon, but let's do another roll. No, but let's do another spin, because we aren't gonna roll, we're gonna spin. Although I do have a d20, so I could have done that, honestly. Alright, spin number 2. I did remove the home from this, so. My dear detective. Okay, I feel like I'm cheating with this one because I will just read the entire one. So I'm going to do a different one, and I'm going to just read that one later because I will actually read that entire volume, which is fine. Not a bad thing. You know what? Let's it's 10 o'clock at night. I probably shouldn't read it right now, but I think, I'm not going to read it right now. But I don't know why I put that on the list. I shouldn't have. Let's try another one. Come on. Focus, please. There we go. Oh boy. The Phoenix Keeper. Okay, very different book. This is a high fantasy. I believe it's this one. This is the copy that I have from my library. It is described as a warm hug of a novel featuring a magical zoo teeming with mythical beasts and a soul-restoring queer romance at its heart. I've heard very mixed things about this book. So it does follow a magical zoo and literally a phoenix keeper. And that's what I know about it. So let's hop in, read the first couple chapters. Where does this one start? Ooh, it's got a map of the zoo. That's handy. Part 1. Let's start on page 3. All right, let's see. It's 14 pages. So I'm going to read the first 2 chapters because that's 30 pages. So we're going to get on and I will let you know how it is after. All right. 2 chapters into The Phoenix Keeper. I'm not going to lie. It's good. I enjoy the writing. I'm bored though. And it might be because it's 10 o'clock at night, but I think I'm just bored with what's happened so far. That being said, this book is over 400 pages long, so that might be why I'm bored. But I can honestly say, yes, this is a cozy fantasy, but I don't think this is for me right now. I also have not been in a fantasy mood lately, so having this kind of fantasy book, I don't know. So this is very interesting. I really, really like this concept of a book. I'm curious to see how it goes. We haven't met the love interest yet. We may meet her in the next chapter. I don't know. Right now, it feels like a lot of extra stuff that isn't necessary. Even for like a cozy fantasy, I do expect it to move along a little faster than this one is. That being said, I read Tad Williams, and he is not fast at plot. But I think for now, I don't know, because I do really want to read this. I really do. And I do think I will pick this up at some point. I just don't think it'll be before it's due again, unfortunately, which is really unfortunate. but my library has it and I know it has it, and the nice thing is I can return it and I can check it out again. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't like doing that, but I think this one's gonna go back and I'm not gonna read it this time. I think I'm going to try it another day. I do like the characters. The main character has severe social anxiety and I relate hardcore to that. But I don't think this is a book for now, if that makes sense. So, alright, let's do one more for now and then I will do more later, probably tomorrow. Alright, next spin. Sorry about all the white imbalance and all that. What are we at? Oh. Every time I go on vacation, someone dies. Alright. 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 This is a new one I just picked up. Ugh. Every time I go on vacation, somebody dies by Catherine Mack. This is a mystery that follows a best-selling author who writes a vacation mystery series that centers around a con man, and it is based off of a con man she met in real life, and he has now kind of attached himself to her, being like, well, I get proceeds from your book then because I'm an inspiration for it, which I guess, like, at least for this, you legally can do. I don't know. So there ends up being an attempt on the con man's life, and she is brought in to try and solve the mystery. So I also downloaded, so Hoopla has the audiobook for this one, which is kind of fun. But if I decide to do that, then I can also read the audiobook, which is very exciting. But yes, so I'm going to start this one, and I'll let you know very soon. Alright. First 2 chapters in this one and I'm feeling it. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a quick read. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're keeping this one. So I have the audiobook downloaded on Hoopla, but I might keep the physical book as well because I'll use it for pages as well as I'm going to just probably use it for when I actually want to sit down and read a book as well. But that's 2 out of 3 that I'm keeping. 1 I am taking back. So I'm having a good time. Let's do one more. Let's do another one. Into the Woods. Oh, now we're jumping to romance. Okay. Okay. It's right here. It's this one. This one. Right here. This is a summer camp for... Summer camp heats up for a grumpy rock star and a cynical dance instructor. This funny and heartwarming enemies to lovers romance. Here we go. Unfortunately, this one's a no. I read the first chapter. I don't like the main female character's voice, unfortunately. I hate saying that because I really like this author. But I think this one's just going to be a miss for me, unfortunately, which is unfortunate. I've said that so many times in this little bit. So that's 2 down that I'm going to be taking back. So since I didn't get very far into that one, let's do another. Oh, cool. The Dallargut, right, this one is the Dallargut Dream Making District. I can tell you right now, I just picked this one up today, I will be keeping this one. This is not a book with plot, but I absolutely adored the first one, so I will be keeping this one. So there. I don't even need to read that one. I did read a couple pages at work, though, today, and I really liked what I read, so... Here we go. The Page Turner. This one. Alright. This is a fiction. about a young romance writer who makes a discovery that could throw her family's business into chaos. And she has to decide whether or not she's going to reveal it or not. And it's a secret, and it has to do with her grandmother, I believe. It's a short book, but it was on my anticipated releases of this year, so yeah. Alright, it's the next morning. I read the first chapter of the page turner, and I am saying no to this one, unfortunately. The main reason is I don't like how the dialogue goes. It feels way too staged. Honestly, like you're meeting the essential people in order to make the points that the main character wants to make, or that the author wants to make with the main character. So unfortunately, this one's going to be a no for me. It's not bad. The first chapter was interesting, and it was fun college campus, but I'm bored, so no. And this pile is already up on a shelf. So we're going to do one more roll today. Well, this morning. So let's see what's next. Fellowship of Bakers and Magic. Okay, this one's gonna be a winner because I want to read this one like now. So that one, I don't think I even need to read, but I will, just to make sure I like the writing style. We're keeping this one. I already like it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be a good time. I'm excited. Day. Alright. That's what I'm doing for now. I have to go get ready for work, so I will catch up with you guys later. Alright, it is a couple days later, but the angle might have changed. I'm pretty sure it did because, sorry, I'm pretty sure the angle changed because I had to put a new battery in my camera because it wouldn't turn on, which is the first time it hasn't, like, turned on, period. But like, without any exception, it just wouldn't turn on. Like, it was weird. Anyways, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it, shall we? I still got 9 books left. So, let's see how this goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's one that will be an automatic yes. But we'll get to that at some point. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to hit the button. I hit it twice and I hit it again. Be My Ghost. Okay, I'm glad I landed on this one. This one's an automatic yes. So I actually started this book quite a while ago. I got about halfway through and I really enjoyed it, but I had to return it because it was due. Like this kind of whole situation thing. This is a paranormal sort of story, and it's a mystery. And basically, the main character in this, her and her golden retriever take possession of an inn, a charming old inn, only discover that it's already possessed by tenants whose lease on life already ran out. It is so much fun. It is already a 4-book mystery series, I believe. But basically, she finds a dead body on the property of the new inn she has purchased, and things start to happen, and it's a lot of fun. I was really enjoying it, but it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to restart it, but I am keeping this one this time. This will probably be the first one to go back, though, if I don't get to it. So I don't need to read the first chapter of that one, because I already know I enjoy it. Alright, let's do another one. The Page Turner. I just did that one, and I didn't remove it. I'm not continuing with that one. I don't really like the voice of the main character. Alright, let's try that again. This is doing terrible things for my white balance. I know, I'm so sorry. Wish You Weren't Here. Alright. So this one's right here on top. This is basically this is a debut. This is a romance con author. That's why I picked up this book. A woman spending a summer in Italy finds her world completely upended, but it may be the kick she needed to figure out who she truly wants to be. Yeah, that's what I know. And what she doesn't know if she needs is a guy. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know. Alright. I'll be back once I've read it. It's kind of fun. The first chapter does say uno. Are they all? Oh, they are. They're all in Italian. That's kind of a fun touch. So we're going to read... Oh, these are short chapters. Chapter 4 starts on page 19, so I'm going to read the first 18 pages and see what I think about it. I'll be back once I've done that. Alright, so I ended up reading 30 pages of this, which was more than I planned on it, but it was because I really couldn't figure out if I liked it or not. It's a very, very quick read. But all we get in the first 30 pages are not really good sides of both of the main characters, and I don't really like that. So, this book follows Ava, who is an American who is flying to Italy in order to finish the last few credits for her law degree, as well as visit some, I believe, family out there. I'm not positive. Is it family? Fulfill a promise she made to her late mother 5 years ago, which I believe was to visit. It was something to do out there. And when she's at the airport, her boyfriend takes her there and drops her off. And instead of proposing like she thought, he hands her a call card with 5 minutes on it for the half of the summer she's going to be gone. And he's like, we'll just make sure this is what we want to do, that we get it all out of our system. And so she is rightfully pissed when she gets on the flight that it ends up being an 8-hour flight. And then the guy who's supposed to pick her up, James, who's our love interest for this, he's an hour late because of traffic, and he had no idea she was coming, and so he's really confused about all this. It's his grandmother who she's staying with and all of that, and they just get off on a bad foot, which, yeah. And it's basically just him irking her the entire first 30 pages. Like, he just is living for making her feel like shit. And I have a problem with that, which I get it. She's not acting well either. She's being whiny. She's made her own assumptions. But also she hasn't slept after this flight yet. So, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, I get it, and a part of me that's on both sides. And I think I'll read it at some point. It is a very, very easy read, though I will say that. Those 30 pages flew by, but I found myself also kind of skimming because I was just annoyed with both of them. So this is one I'm going to think about, and I'll decide about it later, but I'm not going to keep it for now. So it's going on my pile to take back. Alright, next one. Focus. There we go. Where are we going? Crash Landing. All right. Another romance, another rom-com, another travel rom-com. So, all right, let's see. This is about Piper and Wyatt, and Piper they're both heading to, they are exes. So this is a second chance romance, and they are heading to a her best friend's destination wedding, and when her flight is canceled, Wyatt offers to take her along on the tiny plane he's flying to attend the same event. And when she accepts, but then things go from awkward to full-blown nightmare when their plane crashes in the Caribbean, stranding Piper on a deserted island with the last person she ever wanted to see again. I'm iffy on second chance romances, I'm not gonna lie, to begin with. I'm picking this one up because it sounds like fun, but then also because this is another romance con author. So, yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. Alright, conclusion. This is gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a quick read. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I feel like I'm a little nervous with going back in time and hearing what happened. But I have a feeling, we'll see. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna keep this one for now at least. Because it did take a little while for me to get it. But this one's gonna be a maybe. I have to decide. I'm gonna see if I have room for this one. We're gonna leave with that. This is gonna be the last vote of if I have room for this one. I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Almost there. Fine. Finally. The Raven Scholar. Alright. Oh, so this is a recent acquisition. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I don't know what this is about. I don't know. I believe it's a secret society, but I don't know. And it's a big book. Like this one is. It's Orbit. It's over 600 pages. 642 pages. And it's a book one in a trilogy. It's got a cool map in it. 2 cool maps in it. And it's got parts. Alright. Oh, and these are longer chapters. Cool. So we're going to read the first 2 chapters. Which are the first 24 pages. So let's give this a shot and see what happens. Alright, 25 pages and I'm intrigued. I don't know the plot yet. I mean, 25 pages of 600 is not much. But I'm gonna keep this because I'm super intrigued by it, honestly. I'm very curious what's going on. We haven't gotten a lot. We've gotten a lot of kind of world-building backstory kind of stuff. But it's been done in a way that keeps the present story moving, which I really like in a fantasy book. I think, is this, I don't think this is debut. No, it's not, never mind. But I'm definitely intrigued and I do want to sit down and actually spend time and read this book. So, keeping, for sure, keeping. And I'm almost out of room, so. Ooh, close your eyes and count to 10. Okay, so this one I'm going to cheat a little bit on. So I read the first chapter of this book. Actually, I listened to it on Hoopla because they have the audiobook there and I did rent it for the month. So I am going to listen to this on Hoopla, but I think I'm going to keep the actual book as well. Do I do that? No, I think I'm going to take this back. Also my library there's obviously copies of this book. I can get that. But I think I'm going to take this one back because I do have the audiobook for it and the first chapter was fine. I have mixed feelings about how I feel about the main character, which is what you're supposed to feel in a thriller, but I am very excited to listen to it because the next chapter is from the point of view of the daredevil who invites everyone to come play hide and seek. So I'm really, really curious from his point of view, honestly. And I think that's going to determine whether or not I DNF this entire book. So, long story short, we're not keeping this one. I'm taking that one back to the library as well. So, we got 3 books left. We're almost there. This princess kills monsters. Alright, so this one is The Misadventures of a Fairy Tale Stepsister. This follows a character named Melilot. Melilot, or Melilo. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to say it. It ends with a T. So it depends on the accent. But we'll go with Melilot, I guess. She's sick of being ordered to go on dangerous quests by her domineering stepmother, especially since she always winds up needing to be rescued by her more magically talented stepsisters. And now she's been commanded to marry a king she's never met. When hideous spider wolves attack on the journey to meet her husband-to-be, she is once again rescued, but this time by 12 eerily similar-looking masked huntsmen. Soon she has to contend with near-constant attempts on her life, a talking lion that sets bewildering gender tests, and a king who can't recognize his true love when she puts on a pair of trousers. And all the while she has to fight her growing attraction to not only one of the huntsmen, but also her fiancé's extremely attractive sister. So, let's see. It sounds like it's going to be a fun, confusing bisexual time. It's based off of The 12 Huntsmen by the Grimm's brothers. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Huh, this is a brand new release as well. It came out, I believe, this month, like June. So, I thought this was going to be interesting, and I am hooked. I am so intrigued just reading the prologue of this book. Which, the prologue was just a fun story, and it was 12 pages. And I am hooked. I want to know the real story behind that first story that's in the prologue. So the prologue is basically her telling the story that everyone has heard of where she comes from and her story. And she's like, but there's plot holes. There's holes in the story. Let me tell you what actually happened. And I love books like that. I think those are so much fun. And in my opinion, it's just a creative way for an author to use a story that they already know, that they might also enjoy, but that they want to put a spin on it. And I am so excited for that. So, I'm keeping this one. I'm not doing very good at getting rid of them, but I only have 2 left, and I think I know what I'm doing with these 2. We'll see. Does not like spinning just 2. Okay. Bad Tourists. I mean, I could spin it for the other one, but... Alright, Bad Tourists. A thriller that was recommended to me by a patron. About best friends, good liars, and bad tourists. And it's a dream getaway for a tight-knit group of friends, but they find a body on the beach. So let's see. Alright, so I can see why this was recommended to me, and I do think I'm going to want to read it, but I don't think I want to read it right now. So I'm going to send this one back to the library. Someone else can read it, and I will pick it up at another time. This one is about a year old or so, so maybe I can pick it up later this year. I do think for the month of July I'm reading a lot of library books, like that's going to be part of my goal. So I think this one's just going to go back to the library for now, though. I'm just not really feeling it. Last one, the only one left, is Murderland, because otherwise it's a nonfiction book that I'm going to look for the audiobook for. Murderland by Carolyn Greenwald. Murderland is a theme park, and it's actually called Murderland, which seems like a poor choice of names. This is a YA thriller. It's like a slasher thriller, I believe, so I'm curious. We'll see. I have my doubts. We'll see. Alright, 20 pages in, and I'm pleasantly intrigued by this one, but I think this is going to go into the same pile as Crash Landing, as one that I will keep if I have room on the shelf where I put my library books. I'm intrigued by it, but the fact that it's YA makes me nervous. That's really what I can add to it. But I do really want to keep this one because I am very intrigued by it. So we're going with maybe. Now, I'm going to call this progress because I'm taking all of these back to the library tomorrow. That's 6. That's pretty good, honestly, compared to the fact that I had like 8, I don't know how many teen before. I'll put the number right here. And I'm going to go put the rest of these on the shelf and see what I'm actually taking back. So I'll be right back. Alright, so the maybes did fit on the shelf, so these will all be going back to the library. I did add The Rise and Reign of of the mammals on the top of this because I believe there is an audiobook for this one, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook instead. I feel like I'll just absorb more of it better that way. So, these are headed back to the library. I would call this success. And that's what I got for you guys here today. Sorry this video took a lot longer to film than I expected it to. But, c'est la vie, that does happen sometimes. So that's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about me filming from this chair. I don't really like it, so I don't think I'm going to continue to do it. But it worked for this video, so that's why I'm here. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Bye!